figure out. I'll give you a
Cool. Thanks, Oz. Well, this is a long presentation. It goes quick because I'm walking you through literally click by click exactly how to do what I'm doing on LinkedIn. So please save your questions to the end because there's kind of a flow to the presentation and I want to make sure we get through everything. But there will be two stop points on the presentation to ask some short questions. But okay, let's jump right into it, guys. So LinkedIn events. This is my secret strategy. This is just through a lot of trial and testing and doing this myself. So how to get 1,000+ attendees. So the benefits of LinkedIn events, the reason I really like LinkedIn events is that it's a non-invasive strategy. It is just an invite. It's not as, you could say, aggressive or as forward as sending somebody you do not know a personal message. I'm actually kind of against sending cold messages unless they have already clicked to attend one of your LinkedIn events. So sending somebody an invite is much like I would send you an invite to my party more than I would like reach out and call you on the phone, right? So I like LinkedIn events for that reason. It's a good way to gauge a potential prospect's interest. So if you have somebody who you think might be interested in what you're doing, well, you could send them an invite to an event that is tailored for them. And if they click invite, well, then that's a good excuse. Hey, you signed up for my event, right? I just want, do you want more information or did you attend the event, right? And then another thing I like about it is social proof and social pressure. When you come to one of my events and you see there's 100 people in the room or 200 people, what does that say about me as a business owner? It means I know something, probably that the people in the room don't, right? So, and the social pressure to buy in a group environment, people are actually a little bit more likely to buy. It depends on the person, but if they see other people buying, right, or other people nodding along, right, they're going to nod along too. So I like LinkedIn events for that reason. Here are some past LinkedIn events I had: over 1,000 attendees at this one, over 1,000 attendees at this one, over 1,000 attendees at this one. And like I said, it's made me over $26,000, this exact strategy. All right, so this is going to be in three parts. First, we're going to go over how to set up a LinkedIn event. Two, basic LinkedIn event strategy. And then third, my secret LinkedIn event strategy. So that's the basis of the presentation. So to do a LinkedIn event, you can go ahead and scroll down and you will see your events tab. Click on that plus sign to create an event. First thing we'll ask you is to upload your cover image. Your cover image has to be, the aspect ratio has to be 16:9. That's just your standard display image, okay? The next thing that you want to do is make sure if you're doing a Zoom event, which I would all recommend you do, click online, and then where it says event format, I would do external link. Okay, I always link them to a Zoom event because I just find it has a higher conversion rate. I'm more comfortable on Zoom. There's some additional features that aren't available on your LinkedIn Live and your LinkedIn audio events. That's only audio. So all of my presentations are visual. So that's why I do a external link. And I'll show you how to add your Zoom link here in a second. You want to do your name. So I would title the name of your presentation something that appeals directly to your target audience. So I used to do TikTok masterclasses, right? And I would just invite people and it'd be titled TikTok masterclass. And sometimes I did 4 realtors or 4 real estate agents, but include your target audience or, make a good title. Okay. Second thing is make your event only 1 to 2 hours. I see some people doing all day events on LinkedIn. It is not what you want to do. When you do that, it creates a really long Google Calendar thing and it messes up the entire day. And then if they do that, I just delete the event because it just buffs up my entire calendar. Okay, external link. This is where you want to put your Zoom link. So put your Zoom link here. I would not have people have to register for the Zoom event. Anytime you make somebody register for something, give you their email address, you're going to have a drop in attendance. People don't want to give their emails out because they're like, I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to get on an email list. So anything that you can do to just make that joining process easier, I would recommend you do. Description. This is where you write a description of your event. I always include the date and the time, the time zone, a little bit about your event. In speakers, you can just type your own name if you're the only speaker on the event and attach yourself. Great. So that's the setup. That's the basic setup. Go ahead and click next. It's then going to ask you to do a post, right? Just like you do a normal post on LinkedIn. This is just a promotional post for your event. I just copy my description and paste it in there for the event. Okay. Go ahead and click post. That will post it out to your network. Then to see the event that you just created, you can go back down to events, click there, and you'll see the event I created is right there. If you don't see your event, you can click on show all, and it will take you to a list of all the events you're attending and all the events that you are hosting in chronological order. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and click on our event to go into it. Now, this is the basic grow your LinkedIn event strategy, okay? So here's my event. Oh, another kind of key thing, guys. Well, I'm actually gonna go over this. Okay, so to invite people to the event, this is the basic strategy, is to click share and then to click invite. When you do that, it's gonna bring up a list of all of your contacts. Okay, you get 1,000 invites a week. Okay, so you can invite 1,000 of your contacts per week. To do that, you just click on the little box there. You'll see that the person is selected over here, and then you click invite. Remember, this is the basic strategy, okay? What we can do to make this process a little bit easier, instead of clicking on each little one of these, this took me a long time to realize, guys, is by selecting a category. If you select a category, even a very general category like United States, what it allows you to do is have this box appear. And when you scroll down and then click on that box, it will select all of these people automatically so you can invite people much faster. Individually clicking 1,000 times to send out 1,000 invites, especially when we get up to 9,000 invites, it's just very tedious. So this is a big strategy. Select your groups. It can be companies, locations. I do United States first, and then I'll do some smaller ones. Because not all the time will all of you, sometimes you have to use the filters to find certain people on here. Okay, so this is the event page for my event. Here is my Zoom link, and here is my attendees list. So I can click on my attendees list and I can see everyone who is in attendance. Okay, here's where we're gonna get into the secret strategy, guys. You can invite 1,000 people per week per account. Okay, so if I was to do the LinkedIn events to the highest level, this is exactly what I would do. If this was today, I would make the event 3 weeks away. Why? Well, that allows me to invite 1,000 people per week. And I know this is, just imagine this is exactly 3 weeks, okay? So I can invite 1,000 people this week. Next week, my invites reset. I can invite another 1,000. So you guys want to be growing your LinkedIn connections. Some of you out there with 500 LinkedIn connections, you need to be maxing out your LinkedIn connections every single week. If you're not, you're doing LinkedIn wrong, in my opinion. Okay. And just myself, I would have invited 3,000 people. Now I have 6,000 connections, so I can't invite everybody, all of my connections, right? But what I can do is, let's say I had other accounts. I was working in collaboration with other people to run an event, or I just had another account, okay? It's against the terms of service to have more than one account, but it's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is have a separate email address. Now, to invite these people from different accounts, you have to do it in a specific way. Okay. So you'll see, like I said, I have a lot of followers. So we have to kind of understand connections here on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, there is such thing as a first degree connection. Me and Mark Perrone are first degree connections. We're like friends on Facebook, right? Now on LinkedIn, there's also something called a second degree connection. A second degree connection is not my connection. They're not my friend. They're Mark's friend. They're a friend of a friend, right? They're a second degree connection. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay. Now on LinkedIn, there's also a third level connection, a third degree connection. This is like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? There's a third degree connection. Third degree connections, they're not Mark's friend, and they might be a friend of a friend, but this friend is not in my network. So this is not even a friend of mine. This is somebody completely outside of my network. Okay, this is incredibly important to understand. A third degree connection on LinkedIn is somebody who is outside of my network. So what we want to do is have, these are the 3 accounts working together to promote an event. We're all first degree connections. What we want to do is expand our connections outside of our small little H7 circle. So we don't want to add second degree connections. We want to add third degree connections because these people are not connected to Mark or Sharon. And so what we're doing here, this is a tutorial on how to look for third degree connections. We're going to skip this for now. What we want to do here is develop connections in different directions. Okay. And all of these people have connections outside of our network too. I call this strategy I'll go back to this in a second. I call this strategy sending out planes in different directions or ships. And when you're only adding your second degree connections, you're basically doing this. You're all flying to the same destination. You're going to attract, eventually you're going to get all the same people at that event. I know I'm jumping around here, but this is what most people do on LinkedIn is these are our second degree connections, right? Our purple degree connections. Most people just add only their second degrees. Then what happens is all of these people just become first degrees with all of us. And we do this. We're all in the same place. This strategy of adding third degrees allows us to reach different demographics, different audiences, different networks. Instead of becoming this insulated, closed community. And then when you're doing this and you're actually all inviting people to the event, you're not inviting the same people to the event. You're inviting unique people to the event, different people to the event. Because if we all invite all of our network, 1,000 invites a week, but they're all first degree connections, we're just inviting everybody from H7. We're not actually inviting anybody from outside of the network. So this allows you to send out 9,000 unique invites per week. So how do you find third degree connections on LinkedIn? We'll go back here. Search. So in this example, I'm searching for a realtor. I'm going to people. I'm clicking on third degree. And in this example, I actually didn't find third degree, but here's a third degree. I would want to click connect with them. Okay. Now there's some more intricacies to this. There's a way that on LinkedIn, you reach a limit of how many invites you can send out per week. I know a way around that. There's some other kind of intricacies to this that are, you'll run into when you're trying to do this type of thing. But that's the basic strategy. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand how that works and how working together with other accounts, creating third degree connections that are separate from each other's networks expands your network? And then here's the other thing. Those third degree connections that become first degree connections all have second degree connections. So when somebody accepts your invite to the event, it actually will send out a notification to their connections that they are attending the event. And so it really starts to multiply your reach. Okay.
So Alex, I guess the question I have is you said per account. So if I do invites to a third degree connection, they connect with me, do they have to send out 1,000? It's not me that can send out that 1,000, right? I'm trying to understand where other thousands are coming from.
So when Sharon and Mark accept the invitation to my event, they can invite 1,000 people a week to my event.
Okay, so I just have to collaborate. So whoever is going to do that, I will just ask them to do it, and then if they're willing to do it, then that's how we get to the 9,000. So I would have 9 people do that to get 9,000.
I would schedule it out 3 weeks ahead of time. Sure, you could have 9 accounts working together for one event. It's kind of a lot to manage. Okay, I would have 3 accounts, schedule it 3 weeks out, and then just have those invites reset every week so you can invite 1,000 more people.
Right. So I can always invite 1,000 people. So maximum for me would be 3,000.
So no, if you schedule it 9 weeks out, you can invite 9,000 people.
Yeah. Yes. But I mean, in your example with in 3 weeks. So you're saying if I want 9,000 invites, I would have to do 9 weeks, or my understanding was collaboration with other accounts.
Correct.
So I'm trying to figure out
Tech
how
Corner,
that works
me, Mark, Sharon, Greg, we're all scheduling an event a couple of weeks out, and then we're using those 1,000 invites per week. The other thing is your event grows. Sure.
Yeah.
The other thing is your event grows in visibility the more people who attend that event.
Yep.
So Alex, growing the event, even for people who might not come, is still a good idea. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Alex, with direct marketing and mail, I mean, there are certain stats that with paper mail, you might get a 1% response rate. Are there any?
You're asking about conversion rate as far as how many people sign up for the event versus attend the event.
Or how many invitations go out and how many actually show up?
I would say in my experience from my events, I send out 3,000 invites. Actually, I sent out probably 6,000 invites for the events that had 1,000 people. I sent out 6,000 invites. I had 1,000 people sign up. I had 200 people in the room and 10% would buy.
Wow, okay.
And Alex, I have one question. Can you just go back to the how you did the third degree connection real quickly?
Sure. So we want to search a niche, have an event
Okay.
that has a particular person. I mean, it's up to you, but I would search your niche.
Uh-huh.
One of my niches was realtor. So I'm going to search up realtor. I'm then going to go to people,
Mhm.
or you could just click here on third degree. Essentially, you just
Oh,
want to make
okay,
sure
that's
under,
what I
it will say
missed.
connections. You want to make sure that you're
Right.
selecting third degree. Because if I had
Got
this
it.
person and this person and this person, they might already be connected to Mark and Sharon, right? Like this is such a
Got
key
it.
strategy, guys. Like most people, like I said, most people are doing this, right? They're
Love
just,
that.
they're just creating these small, communities, and they never get
And
outside of it.
And Alex, I have one more question because this is interestingly timed. You talked about the Zoom link. What about if you're doing a LinkedIn Live event, like I have planned on Monday? Does it work with a StreamYard link as well?
I would assume so. Yeah, any of those
Okay.
links work. So if we go to like my event for today, I have an event today, my creator networking event. Now this is maybe too much information. Honestly, it's probably going to confuse some people in here. But here's my event for today. I didn't do the strategy because the goal of this event is not to grow the attendees list huge. But if you click on this event here, it will take you to the Zoom registration page just in case anybody clicks on that link ahead of time. But I'll change this where no registration is required when the time of the event comes, so they can just jump directly into the Zoom room and not have to register. Because like I said, anytime you make somebody register, give you their email, any of that, I've noticed it really tanks your Zoom attendance.
Mhm.
They just don't want to give you their email. And I just want people to go to the LinkedIn event and click on the Zoom link and be right in. And then secondly, when they add it to their Google Calendar, it will not display the Zoom link. It will always direct people back to the event, the LinkedIn event.
Mm.
So you can change that Zoom link up until the event is about ready to happen. I actually had it where it was the time to do it and the link was wrong, and I switched the Zoom room at the last
Mhm.
minute. So stressful, but Barrett.
I had two quick questions. One is these events, these should be no cost events that you're doing. And the second question is when you do earn money off it, are you selling a high ticket or a low ticket item?
Good question. So my event format, guys, definitely a free event. If you're selling high ticket, I would request a meeting. Schedule a discovery call with me or something. A big mistake that so many people do on their LinkedIn events, guys, is they make their presentation way too long. Nobody wants to know. You should not be waiting until minute 59 to do your offer. This is like another big tip that I've never given away for. You should have a call to action to do something within the first 5 to 10 minutes of your event. People are dropping off, people are zoning out. You have like 5 minutes to make that event, and then by the end, people do the super long presentation and it's super, I do like within the first 10 minutes, I'm like, the first part of my event, this is the introductory to the topic, why you should be looking into what I'm doing. If you're more advanced, like let's say I was doing a presentation on LinkedIn events, beginning of the presentation, I'm saying, here's how to set up a LinkedIn event. Here's the benefits of the LinkedIn event. Here's how to do it. If you already know how to do that, guys, we'll make sure to stay to the end because I'm going to go into my secret strategy. Okay. But if you've never even ran a LinkedIn event before, you probably want to subscribe to my YouTube. You probably want to join my Facebook group, right? And that's just a quick email. That's my email capture.
Alex, on the post where you promote this, you just showed an image. I'm assuming you could just do a video as well, or a GIF or something, some other. No,
No, your LinkedIn event has to have a picture. There's no video. There's no GIF.
Okay. It can't be a GIF image.
No.
I just have a really quick question. You said you taught yourself how to do this. How long did it take you before you really felt comfortable doing it?
Well, I would just do the LinkedIn event. You're gonna, if you've never done kind of an online sales presentation before, it might not go so well, but you know, I co-host events for people. I'm actually co-hosting an event with somebody. I'm helping them run the LinkedIn event, and then I'm gonna co-host the LinkedIn event with them and help them with their presentation and stuff. But no, I mean, just, you know, the event, you can just try it off, like try it, you know, maybe try a smaller group. Maybe don't invite 10,000 people to your first event. Maybe invite just some H7 members so you understand the formatting and make sure everybody gets into the room, the event gets posted the right way. And then start to add these, you know, you can start to add strategies or increase the number of people that you invite to the event.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I would run the event. I would run the exact identical event the next month. And I
Okay,
would do it the next month, and I would do it the next month. I do it like 4 times. I ran my TikTok masterclass like 8 times because a lot of people won't be able to attend the event. Another thing, guys, huge thing. Even if they're not in your network, when I go to my LinkedIn event, when I go to my LinkedIn event and I click on my attendees, I can message every single attendee, whether we're connections or not. So I have 1,000 people signed up for my event. I can message them all. So big hacks. And like I said, the conversion rate on the LinkedIn event is actually pretty high. People spend money on them, people buy things. Yeah, any final questions? We got 100 seconds left.
I got one,
Sure.
Mr.
Oh.
Alex. Oh, go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, my quick question was, are you able to tell who attended versus who didn't, and maybe send up a follow-up message to those who didn't, or no?
No, I would just message everybody who attended the event afterwards. I'll say, hey, were you able to attend the event? There was a lot of people there. I don't know if I saw you. And so that's my way. I also have a way to message them. I would copy and paste the link to your LinkedIn event to the person on LinkedIn, because it will actually show that that person clicked attend. So after the event or before the event, if I want to reach out, I'll copy and paste that link. It will show they attended the event, and I'll say, hey, it looks like you clicked attend on this event, right? That's why I talk about gauging interest. That's my icebreaker with somebody. Hey, you accepted an invite to my event. You express interest in what I'm doing. This is why I'm reaching out. And it's much better than saying, here's a quick tip. Here's unsolicited advice, right? Or here's a pleasantry. I don't need a pleasantry. I don't need your unsolicited advice, right? But if I can remind you that the event is tomorrow that you signed up for, well, that's a more welcome message. There's a reason that I'm messaging you. All right,
Thank
mind
you.
blown or not so much blown? What do you
Yeah,
got?
Alex,
great.
know how many
Amazing.
attend the
Yeah.
event if we're not registering them? You said don't register, don't ask for emails, just let them
No,
show
within
up.
the first 5 to 10 minutes of that, have something so they can give you their email. And then they'll feel much more comfortable because one, you got a room of a ton of people and you're a real person asking for their email for your freebie.
Got it.
Yeah,